If you rely on only organic or paid ads, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you've already lost. You see, the only way to actually win in 2025 is by being what's called a hybrid creator, meaning you don't rely on one or the other, but instead build a functional Instagram ecosystem where each aspect plays its own part in building your trust factor, your social proof, and your authority. And in today's video, I'm gonna break down how you can become a hybrid creator and actually build a functional ecosystem for your info business on Instagram. Alright, so like I explained in the intro of this video, this is gonna be a quick breakdown of how you can become a hybrid info creator. Now, the main purpose of this video is to make you understand that the debate between organic versus paid is a false choice. Now, whatever guru you're following, they're going to be preaching one or the other. They're going to be saying things like that organic is too slow, it takes forever to work, or that ads are expensive and you need like a ton of experience. And they'll all end up saying one thing, where you need to go all in on organic or you need to go all in on ads. But the key detail here is that they're missing one thing. There is a way to get the best of both worlds, where you use organic and paid together to build something that compounds faster than either of them ever could on like by themselves, right? Now, the organic part is basically like the trust engine, because if you have paid ads running and you're, for example, creating like a profile visit ad, and they come on your profile and you have no like nurturing assets on there, there's like no optimization or anything like that. It's like giving money to Meta and you're basically leading these people to nowhere. Like I don't have like a metaphor, I was trying to think of one, but basically all you're doing is you're throwing cash away and you're never going to see it again, because these leads most likely are selling high ticket. And if you don't have every aspect optimized, it's going to be so much harder for you to convert these people, right? Which is where the organic comes in and basically allows you to make that job easier by generating attention, nurturing attention, and then converting that attention. That's like the three-layer funnel that we use for content. So, like I mentioned, the top of the funnel generates attention. And here you create content that is like attention grabbing, and you follow like that viral content format, basically focusing purely on views. Because you can post as much nurturing content, as much like conversion assets and stuff like that, but if there's not people coming on your profile to even be converted or nurtured, then there's no point really, right? So top of the funnel, you create broad content that appeals to a lot of people. Also, I'll mention later how you can create these broad videos but keep it ICP targeted to generate even more leads to your profile. Now, middle of the funnel content is where you basically nurture that attention and you build trust, leverage authority, solve people's problems, and just tell like stories and connection-based content to build the two things you need in the acquisition process, which is trust and connection. Now, bottom of the funnel is basically just converting that attention by showing off some results like case studies, testimonials, or like directing them to your conversion hub, right? So bottom of the funnel is purely for conversion. Now, at this stage, you'll usually use ads. You won't focus too much on content, but you can do a mix of both to get the best of both worlds. And I'll mention that later when I break down like the bottom of the funnel. So by structuring your content in this way, what you're doing is you're basically allowing yourself to generate new attention, then take care of the ICP viewers that come from that attention, while building trust, connections, and everything like that to eventually lead them down into your conversion hub, where you give them the opportunity to take action and eliminate yourself from the acquisition process. So this is like the inbound system, right? And everyone wants inbound leads. Like, it makes your job so much easier, because if they're coming to you, the trust is already there. So it's the odds of you converting them is so much higher than if you're reaching out to them and then you have to use all of these strategies and like psychology and stuff like that to convince them that you're the right guy for the job. So I've explained what type of content you need, but how do you create this type of videos? So top of the funnel is probably the most fun to create, because here you have full creative freedom. And what I mean by that is you can basically leverage the work of other creators to identify like key details, what made their video succeed better than their normal ones. And those videos are called outliers. If you don't know what that is, is basically a video that got like 10 or more times the amount of views, engagement, and stuff like that than the usual amount that they get. So what you then do is you find a bunch of these videos, preferably in your niche, so it's easier to break down. You dissect those videos, you study each aspect of the video, like the hook, the pacing, the flow, the tone they use, the music, the visuals, all these things that you think might play a role in making the video perform as well as it did. And then you use the 1% rule to recreate that video. Now, the 1% rule basically says that you don't need to create something completely original. All you need to do is you need to find something that already works and then make it 1% better. Now, the way you do that is up to you. You can make it more entertaining. You can give better targeted value. You can make it more appealing to your ICP, use a better format, better quality, everything like that to just make it a little better than the previous creator did. Which then basically allows you to get that boost in the algorithm because it's a successful video. The algorithm sees it, it pushes it along the wave that the other video followed, gives you that initial boost, but then you can potentially reach even higher amounts because your video is better, right? Now, to begin with, your content should be focused on purely generating attention. At least 50% of your content should be focused on generating attention. But if you already have like a good audience and you're getting like a consistent flow of ICP viewers and stuff like that, you should switch it out for nurture content or switch out the top of the funnel videos for more paid audience or like paid traffic coming to your profile, because at that stage you shouldn't really focus on reaching new viewers, but instead you should leverage like the control that ads give you in order to basically reach more targeted viewers, because at that stage you can create like custom audiences and stuff like that to basically make it so the new people coming on your profile are much more targeted than just by posting a video and hoping that some ICP leads come on your profile. Now, one thing that applies to all stages of your content creation process, not only top of the funnel, is that you need to track performance and metrics to find these bottlenecks in your videos. And basically the reason we do that is so we can improve each and every video that we make. And that way you're not just posting blindly anymore, but instead it's like a compounding effect where each and every single video gets you closer to building an audience of ICP viewers. Now, when I say metrics, I mean literally everything. You can look at the average watch time to see what part of the video made it so people stopped watching. You can improve that section in your next video. You can look at the retention graph to basically see, is it like a L-shaped format, meaning your hook is bad? Is it like an N, I guess? I don't know what you want to call it. That means your interest peak isn't good enough, and then stuff like that to see like what stage the viewers usually drop off at. And then on your next video, you implement that into your content research to basically make that part of the video much better, so that you keep improving and you're not just left stagnant at like a stage of viewers, right? So make sure to track, never just post blind, and keep improving. Data is everything, so make sure you do that. Now, middle of the funnel content are basically the videos that will build trust and connection with your audience. And another key detail of the middle of the funnel is you're going to be redirecting the intrigued viewers into your nurturing assets. Or your sequence, sorry. Now, what I mean by this is the viewers that are problem aware, they see that you can solve an issue for them. They see that there's clearly something wrong and they want to fix it. You can then redirect them to, for example, your YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now. I could send this to potential leads. I could post it on my story. I could mention it in a video and redirect the people that it applies to make them watch this video, where I can in detail break down the problems that they're facing, give them a solution, and then direct them to my conversion hub in a call to action, right? So for the middle of the funnel, your main goal is no longer like virality and reach. All you're trying to do now is nurture your ICP viewers by, like I mentioned, solving their problems, targeting their pains and desires with like a psychological perspective, and then building connection through like storytelling videos and authenticity content. So basically like selfie videos, vlogs, lifestyle content and stuff like that to show them that you live the life that they want. And the only way to do it is by taking action, and taking action gets you money. So that's the end goal, right? Now, once all the viewers from your top of the funnel come in, the only people that actually resonate with your content or like actually want to make something happen, plus of course some bots, those are the ones that are going to be following you and engaging with your page, which will then result in them seeing those videos. So that's like the main reason you want to have nurturing assets and like a good landing page styled profile, so that the first impression they get when they come onto your profile is actually good. So as you can see here, mine is still in the process because I'm pretty small, so like the results and stuff like that, they don't look too good. But you see here, the bio is clear. They see what I can do. They see the results I get. They see my business profile. The highlights, I have like a start here highlight, which should actually be in the front. I don't know why it's there. This basically teaches them everything they need to know, breaks some beliefs, gives them some value, stuff like that, to basically nurture them even more. I have a mindset and like a device slide to basically give them even more value, to prove my authority, testimonials for the social proof, assets for like free value and like lead magnets and stuff like that. And then just like a lifestyle one, which is pretty old, which I will be updating soon. And then as soon as you get here, you have my pinned posts, a lifestyle video, and some more stuff that I use as ads and stuff like that. So like I mentioned, the point of the middle of the funnel content is not to just give value, break beliefs and stuff, but it's also to redirect people into your long form nurture assets. In essence, all you're doing is basically pulling these people deeper into your ecosystem, into your long forms, into your DMs, and eventually your offer. And here's basically how that looks. You have your top of the funnel videos, which then leads to a profile visit. They see the middle of the funnel video, which then redirects them to the YouTube asset or your DMs, or the video redirects them into your DMs. Additionally, you're going to have like ads funneling into each stage of this profile. You're going to have top of the funnel ads. You're going to have nurturing ads, retargeting ads, and stuff like that to basically help you reach even more people or redirect even more people into these specific stages by creating like custom audiences and retargeting ads. I have like a framework that I can send over if you just DM me on Instagram. Basically, once you fill it out, you have like a clear view of who your ideal viewer is and how you should like attract them, what points to hit when you're creating content to make them resonate with the video. And additionally, you can send these videos as like prescriptions in your DMs, basically to pre-qualify them or warm them up or build trust or whatever. Now, for the bottom of the funnel, it's a little more complicated than just posting organic videos because we mainly use ads, like I mentioned. So it allows us to like control who sees it, how much they see it, where they see it, and stuff like that. But one thing that you can do before or after running your ads is basically posting them as normal reels and letting the algorithm do its own part in reaching new people, because you never want to neglect the fact that the algorithm can give you ICP viewers. Of course, it's going to be less and less controlled as ads would give you, but it still looks great on your profile if you're like posting testimonial ads, case study ads, and stuff like that to build up that social proof, not only for ads, but for your landing page as well. And as you can see here, this is basically like a visualization of how the content would be. So for your top of the funnel, you're pasting like awareness content, educational content, storytelling videos. And then for your middle of the funnel, you're redirecting people to like assets, solving the ICP desires and pain points, creating like actionable videos that they can use. And then for the bottom of the funnel, you're posting like retargeting ads, conversion ads, or dry ads, which is basically like a static image that you post. So yeah, at the bottom of the funnel is a little more complicated, but once you get the hang of it, you can use both of them to reach the most amount of people while building the most amount of trust that you can. The organic will build trust and get you clients over time. But once you layer ads on top of it, you can amplify everything without like waiting months for the organic compound to actually start kicking in and start seeing results. So for the ad section, ads is like a whole topic within itself. There's so much you can say about ads and there's so much to learn. But like when you're using this method of content creation and lead generation, There's really only 4 things that you need to understand and leverage in order to reach the most amount of people. The first thing is boosting top of the funnel ads. So these are going to be, of course, your profile visit ads. Now, you want to make sure that when you're creating these types of ads, you don't use like DM me, blah, 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 or comment this and I'll send you that, because then you're competing for like expensive keywords and it makes your ads much more expensive to run, when instead you could just give like simple social proof, give some value, and then tell them as a CTA to visit your profile to see more videos about X, Y, and Z. So if you're in the fitness niche, you would, for example, show like some results that your client got paired up with some value for your ICP, and then telling them, if you want to learn more, just check out my profile. I've got a bunch of videos explaining how to do blah, 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 blah. And that way you're not just competing for like expensive keywords and paying like over $1 for profile visits, and instead you're getting like a 50 to 70 cent profile visit cost, which is pretty good. Now, these videos will boost the amount of people that watch your nurture content and then give you more inbound opportunities, because you can reach out to every single one of those people coming in, while additionally building like custom audiences for that initial profile visit stage that they're in. The second thing is hyper targeting the middle of the funnel content. And basically what that means is you retarget your warm audience. When running ads, I recommend setting up custom audiences for all stages that the viewer is in. So for example, you have your content engagers for 90, 30, 10, and 1 day. You have your profile visits for 1, 5, and 10 days. All the people you have had booked calls with, setting up your lookalike audiences for these types of people. For example, redirecting traffic from ads you've posted and stuff like that, to basically have control of who sees what and when they see it. So if you, for example, have booked in like 5 calls, you can set up a custom audience for those people, plus like a lookalike of those people, to run testimonial ads and stuff like that to warm them up before the call comes up, to make the job easier for yourself on the sales call or for your team that's going to be on that call. The profile visit ads basically make sure that you guarantee that they follow you or they engage with you or they take action by running like social proof ads and stuff like that, to show that you truly are an authority and you can provide them results. Now, by having an audience for each stage of the viewership, you're no longer guessing who's going to see what, and instead you allow yourself to spam testimonials, spam social proof, spam value, and everything else that you want to specific people in the ideal stage of watching it. The third thing is, like I mentioned, lookalike audiences. If you had a successful ad, a successful video, a good day of like calls or whatever you had that got like specifically good results, you can then basically set up a custom lookalike audience to find people that resemble those engagers and increase the targeting of your videos or creatives to boost the odds of finding even more people that are like that. So you set up a like 1 to 2% lookalike audience of a specific group of people, and then you run ads to those people to basically achieve the same result that you achieved with those people that you had success with. Now, the fourth and final thing are your bottom of the funnel retargeting and conversion ads. And since this is the final stage of the ecosystem, they've already seen a ton of your content, a ton of your nurturing assets like your YouTube videos, your stories and stuff like that. They've seen your ads and you've been on their feed day after day after day, which basically means you're in their head. They're constantly aware of who you are and what you can do for them. And that's where you basically come in and you give them the opportunity to take action. And whether this is a case study ad, a testimonial reel, a dry ad, a direct call to action, a story, whatever, you have enough trust built up to give them a path to the conversion and then expect them to actually do it, because you've been running so much content towards them. And while you in your content and like other stages like your stories and stuff, you might have like softer call to actions, basically inviting them to do something indirectly. Here you can have direct call to actions telling them to take action by either DMing you something, signing up, clicking a link, commenting something or whatever, because you're no longer trying to like hard sell cold people. All you're doing is retargeting the warm ones who already know you and want to take action. So an example of this would be a video where you basically explain, look, I know you've been watching my videos, you've seen the testimonials, you've seen the case studies and the results I get for people. And if you're ready to scale, here's how I can help you, and here's how you can book a call to get to work. Something like that, right? The great thing is that ads aren't really expensive when you know what you're doing. They are a consistent and cheap way to generate attention to your business. So while organic gives you the depth that you need and the trust that you need, ads give you the opportunity to scale those things. And that's basically where the hybrid creator playbook comes in and helps you win in the long run.
You can either go like top of the funnel organic into like nurture videos, and then this long-term process of people watching you, seeing you, then they follow you, see like a nurture video, and then eventually there's going to be like an ICP viewer there who's like, he's right, let me comment, right? That's like the organic route. And then the paid route is like creating top of the funnel ads, get people on your profile, and then on your profile you have your nurture videos that kind of appeal to those people coming on your profile. And then you get a mix of like people following you because your content is good, but then people following you because they went on your page and then they saw stuff that's targeted towards them. So it's like influencer versus guru, you know, like that's kind of
No,
the
exactly,
paths.
yeah.
Doing a mix of both, right?
So let's say you only post organic, right? Organic. You might be giving a ton of value, you might be building connections, you might be building trust, but your limiting factor is your reach is low, right? So you have everything set up correctly, but you have low reach, which means you only have a limited possibility of people that can see your content and actually be converted. Or let's say you only post ads, right? You might have a lot of capital. Let's say you drop like 3K on ads, right? But the problem is you drive them into an empty profile with no trust builders, no nurturing sequence or nothing like that, and you get a low ROI on your page because you don't have a trust engine on your page to take care of the people coming in from your paid traffic. Now, if you don't already understand what I'm doing, I'm basically showing you that that problem can be solved by doing this, and that problem can be solved by doing this, which in return makes you a hybrid creator doing both organic and ads to get the best of both worlds. Now, you might not have a lot of money to drop on ads, which is where you focus on organic, or you might have a decent profile set up, you have everything in place, but your reach is limited. That's where you start focusing on ads to boost that reach that you get into your trust builders on your page. Now, the real bottleneck isn't choosing between organic or ads. It's just realizing that each one fixes the weakness of the other. So as a quick recap, organic gives you depth with like trust, proof, and connection. Ads give you the ability to scale by reaching more people, being quicker and more consistent. And pairing depth with scale, you then eventually lead to the hybrid method, which is what I just explained to you. You get attention into your profile and you get clients out of your profile. Now, if you're looking to start scaling, so just to wrap this video up, if you are looking to start reaching more people, getting better client acquisition and building trust in the process, keep this video in mind, try out the hybrid method that I just explained. And if you want some help doing this and achieving this on your own, just shoot me a message on Instagram or book a call with the link down below and I'll get back to you. We'll run through some things, we'll make you a custom game plan and we can get you started and potentially work together on building something great. So that's all I had for today. I appreciate you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.